I missed the timer. I didn't realize the timer had got to 0. My apologies. And I think we started on time though. I might have missed it by a few seconds. How are you all doing today on this wonderful Wednesday? Oh, I look a bit brown in the picture. I think I did an auto white balance, and I think it's kind of gone a bit have to do for today. So apologize for that if it's not so great at your end. It does look a bit weird. Spectra, good to have you here. How you doing? And we do now have a Discord channel after our discussion yesterday. I just started writing this message. After our discussion yesterday, we now have a Discord channel, so we can continue the discussions between live streams, and people can help each other, bring that community together. And it did get me thinking that this weekend I might write a bot for Discord, because it looked quite fun. The API looked quite interesting, so that's one of my things that I might do at the weekend. Should I live stream it? Do you want to join me and we can try and build a bot together? I think that'd be quite good. I think this weekend I'll try and carve out a couple of hours. We can do that. We can get something working. I've got a few ideas. I'm thinking maybe stealing Andrew's idea about putting badges or something like that. Like if you give someone's comment a thumbs up, and once you kind of collect 20 thumbs up in total or something, then maybe you get a badge, and then you can level up. I don't know, these kind of crazy ideas. I just mine's running away with me. I am so brown from what I see on YouTube. How does the video and audio look to you? Audio hasn't changed, although I am setting up better audio, so that will change in the near future and hopefully be better. How is the video for you? I think I've kind of messed that up. Hey Stuart, awesome to have you here. So how is everyone's Wednesday going? So it is actually literally hump point of the week, is my understanding. That's the expression. We are exactly halfway through the week. Well, in the UK, I suppose. If you're Jennifer's side and you're to the west of the UK, then I'm guessing you're almost approaching lunchtime lunchtime-ish on the Wednesday, so almost halfway through the week. And if you're towards India, Asia, and even we had people from Australia yesterday. Someone was from Australia. Who was it? I think it was Rodrigo. Are you from Australia? You finished Wednesday and you're probably coming into your Thursday soon, so you're past halfway through the week. It's awesome to have you all here. I love everyone saying hello in the chat. So if you are here, do say hello. Azing says hi. Awesome to have you here. I can see you a bit brown. Yeah, that just looks. I think it must be the way the color goes through my system, and then the way it goes through, I guess YouTube's. It just looks so bright. That's not what I see on my screen, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, I'll let me reset it. Bear with me. That just looks too brown. And chat amongst yourselves for a minute and come up with some ideas for Discord. I have got some ideas, I was just saying, but let me just reset that brownness. I don't know if it'll take effect immediately, but it doesn't look brown on mine. This is so weird. Let me just reset it all, because it just looks awful. Absolutely awful. Hopefully this is better, and hopefully it takes effect immediately. Let's have a look. We should see it kind of. There you go, just switched just now. That looks better, right? That was so brown on YouTube. Anyway, I'll keep practicing and seeing. Jennifer's here all the way from the West Coast, the furthest coast of the US. It's 5 a.m. her time, so awesome to have you here and so early on as well. 8 a.m. in where Spectra. Spectra, where are you? Are you on the East Coast of the US? Rodrigo says, audio's good, thank you so much. Yeah, you're in Sydney, so finishing your Wednesday now. That's cool. Sepia's like an old photo. It wasn't meant to be that. It's meant to be super white, perfectly white balance. Yeah, it didn't work. I used my Apple trackpad as my white balance, so I held it up to my face, and I got the software to pick that as a white balance. But yeah, it didn't work so good. So we'll scrub the auto magic. Would you like some makeup with that? Yeah, I need some probably. I should have a shave too. Michigan. I'm guessing that's more east-ish coast. So we're going to get into open source. So Rodrigo sent me an open source pull request, and I'm really keen to go through it with you. I haven't changed anything in my office before anyone asks. I know, Andrew, if you are listening, you're probably really keen to see how my office is going, but it's still the same. I have had new egg cartons, as people called it, sponge arrive, but no glue. So we're waiting on the glue. So let's have a look at So look at some pull requests, right? How's everyone's open source going? Let me have a look. So if I'm going to push the chat over to the side for a second, but keep writing in the chat. Let me bring up my screen, and this is my GitHub. So today I have got nothing, but hopefully reviewing and merging this pull request from Rodrigo will help me do a contribution today. How is your contribution, everyone, going today? So let's have a look. So Rodrigo added their GitHub link and put it alphabetically. That's awesome. So it looks good to me. So I will approve and I will merge. That's how easy it is to get a pull request done. Ta-da! Done. And I can't delete the branch because the branch is not on my repo, it's on someone else's. So if we go to the main part of the repo, Rodrigo is there somewhere. There you go. You can click on it and it goes to his GitHub account. So getting more active on GitHub now, Rodrigo, that's awesome. That's good. I want to see that continue to keep climbing. And I think it's all alphabetical. If you see any mistakes, then see that person is their username, not their name. So if anyone wants to update that and fix that, probably the same with some of these as well, then feel free to send in a pull request and yeah, I'll get those reviewed and merged. Right, let me catch up with the chat. I just need to sell that Stream PC and go with a maxed out Mac Pro. What do you mean, Spectre? I don't quite get it. So I've got the streaming PC and I've got the iMac Pro. Yeah, iMac Pro. You're right. Both maxed out, kind of. The iMac Pro is a bit dated now. But how's everyone's Wednesday going? Come on, share some successes and share some of your challenges that you've had. How can we help? I know I had a message from Claudia just before the stream, literally 10 minutes. Claudia, if you're watching, you had a question about how to do a mobile app. And I would recommend doing using Ionic, which if you're familiar with Angular, I know you were on my Angular course, then it's very similar to that, and you can build an awesome app. I mean, I'll quickly just bring it up on the screen now to show people, not the app that I built, but just the Ionic website. And it's, I mean, you can do it with React now as well as Angular, and they've taken it on really far. I've only used it at hackathons and all the rest. I haven't actually used it for any major projects yet, but it is really, really impressive what they've done. And I'm struggling to find their website. All their doc stuffs are coming up. I just want to just show the homepage just for the overview. But maybe I'll do something with this at the weekend too. There's so many things I want to do at the weekend, right? I'm reducing, as promised, I am reducing my client work so we have more time to geek out, write mobile apps, write web apps, real-time data using something like Firebase, and write some bots that I want to do for Discord, because that's pretty cool. So let's see. Yeah, I'll sell the streaming PC and maxed out iMac Pro for Stream PC. You need all Apple. Yeah, I wish I could do all Apple, but unfortunately, to get the equivalent in a Mac Pro was just like 3 or 4, or if not 5 times the price, and then to install Windows on it just kind of didn't make so much sense. D-Raj, I won't be able to be here today. I have an online C programming lecture. D-Raj, no problem at all. Good luck with the lecture. Enjoy it. Thank you so much for dropping in and just saying hi. I love that. That just, to me, that feels like you're supporting the channel even though you can't be here. But don't forget, give me a thumbs up though as well before you go, and enjoy your lecture, and we'll catch up soon. So let me bring up Ionic. So Claudia, if you're watching, say hey in the chat. And this is it. So you know what Angular looks like. I see people saying hi in Discord, so I really appreciate that. It's really cool. We're gonna get some cool things going, and yeah, you get like the title, the plus, the search, the alert, everything that you would, and then the tabs along the bottom. You can see my screen, right? And you get the lists with the clicking going through to the next page, the sliders. You get all this, and you get it out of the box, so it's really interesting, and you don't have to include something like Bootstrap or Material because it comes with it, which I think is really cool. And what they've got now is you can use any of your favorite frameworks, Angular, React, or React's the library. So you can use any of your framework stroke libraries. So you can use your Angular, React, Vue, or just normal JavaScript. And it is just like using I find it's just like using like material. So you kind of specify if you want a card, then you can put like a header image, then you put your content in here with an image, a title, not an image, sorry, a title, a subtitle, and then your buttons, and then you get this on the right hand side. And on Android it will look Android-esque, and on iOS it will look iOS-esque. And I just think that's really, really good. And yes, it's not as performant as a native application, but most applications don't need this. And you still get access to identity, camera, geolocation, all these sorts of things. I love getting these questions because it has just really got me thinking about other projects that I want to build. So little time. I'm going to make more time. Don't worry. Like I said, I promise you I will make more time by not doing any client work. Or reducing my client work. I'll do my client work that I have this week, but I'm reducing it so I can do more open source and community and builds and so forth. Yes. Why put Windows on it? OBS works well on OS X. Yeah, true, it does, but I really like I really like vMix. I was just reading more of the chat, so I'm getting a bit confused. So, and because I can do stuff like this with vMix, and look, I'll bring up Amadine's message, and then I can hopefully, I can do stuff like this. And OBS, there are third-party plugins you can do that. And if people forget who I am, or if I forget who I am, I can put my name below, and I can bring in guests, right? I like to bring in guests and give you their experience and so forth. So absolutely. Let me leave that running across the bottom. But yeah, that's what I really, really enjoy. I enjoy vMix. So Amadine, great to have you here. Is that for web-based application? So Azing asks, let me bring it back up on the screen. It is for using web-based technology to build a mobile app. I think it still can run in the browser like a PW. No, usually you use like Angular and you make a PWA out of it, and then that works as a PWA on the mobile device. But I think when you write it in Ionic, it is a mobile app. But Andrew, I know you've read up more on this, and I know you've used it a lot more than me. So let me know if that's correct or not. I mean, if you look at the getting started, you can get an app started. I've used this at hackathons, and you can get an app started in minutes. It is really awesome. It's literally just like npm install Ionic, the CLI, then you kind of build an app, and you can start with tabs. So immediately off the bat, you can have tabs, or you can have the side menu, and just work straight away. I really miss using this. I need to build an app, I think, with this, because this is just, it's just so much fun. It's just, it's great. Trying to look to the UI components, I will get back to the chat in a second, but if you look at some of the UI components, so you can have the badges, the alerts, the cards. And if I click on badges, you kind of get this. And who doesn't want this? This is I think this looks epic. This is the React example, so we can go to the Angular example. So yeah, before, when it first started, it was Angular and JavaScript, or vice versa, I can't remember which way, and now they've added React and Vue, which is just, so awesome. And then you've got cards that you can do and make it scrollable, and then you can also, in addition to the dates, infinite scrolls and icons and all that usual stuff, you do have access to the phone's components as well, which is, I think, really, really good. It's just brilliant, really, really is. And I know Andrew is here, so I'm just going to do this for Andrew. Andrew, my office, just to let you know, hasn't changed. The foam has arrived, but the glue hasn't, so I can't glue anything up. Yes, we'll work on that. Let me catch up with the chat. It seems like Andrew's replying to some of the Ionic stuff, so that's pretty good. Azing, I hope that answers the question about being web-based. It is, but it's designed for mobile devices. Andrew says, I miss using Ionic. Yeah, so do I. I think it will reduce. I think you touched on that when you mentioned native apps. Okay. I'm making a dandelion wine, thinking about doing my brewing notes on GitHub. Yeah, do it, right? Someone might make a suggestion. There are so many recipes on GitHub now. There are legal documents, code of conduct. There's so many things. Licensing is on there. So yeah, it's a recipe, right? Put it on there and let people contribute to it, make some suggestions, see what worked for them, see what didn't. Ionic works fine on web and mobile. Okay, it works fine on web as well. I guess it should, because it is web-based. But bear in mind, if you use features like camera and location services, you need to check if it's on mobile or web. Oh, that's a really good point. Yes, that's true. But I do like the idea of being able to have kind of access to the phone's devices and do a lot more. With HTML5, you can still use the camera stuff. I know Andrew did some examples with that, which was really, really useful, interesting too. But you can do a lot more, I think, with the more native stuff. Best thing about Ionic is you write it once and it works everywhere. Yeah, exactly, cross device. There's really some native features, which is very, very rare. Even I went to a hackathon and I used the Bluetooth functionality with beacons, like iBeacon, so you can know where you are, like in a room or a building, and get notifications when you get closer to a beacon, or when you become in a zone of a beacon. So you can create these zones, and that worked across devices. And I used that with Ionic, and that was really good. That was just awesome. They have all that support as part of the Ionic framework, because again, it's a framework. We did spend the first day of the hackathon using React Native, because everyone wanted to use React, because obviously you're guaranteed to win a hackathon if you use React. And I hadn't used it before, React Native, at the time, so I thought I'll give it a go. Yeah, a day later it didn't work, so I woke up the next morning like an hour earlier, and whatever we did in the first day, because the Bluetooth library, so React Native doesn't come with any layout, so you'd have to include Material or Bootstrap or something like that, and do it all yourself. And then also they didn't have, at the time, this is going back a year or two, it probably could have changed by now, I don't know. It didn't have the Bluetooth iBeacons. It was all third-party stuff that were out of date and not supported, and we had all sorts of pains. Whereas the next day, in 1 hour, I got it actually working with iBeacons, and we could spend the rest of the second day of the hackathon doing it, so we could customize the app. And we actually won the hackathon, which is really cool, really exciting. Yes, it was open source. I don't remember where the repo is, though. I probably wouldn't want to show you either. Florin, awesome to have you here. How are your live streams going? You always seem to have a live stream when I'm either asleep or in a meeting. But my meetings are reducing this week, and maybe ish next week. But then I'm going to join your live streams, because you do so many. You're always teaching people. I love that. And I want to do more tutorials and learnings on YouTube as well. So if anyone is interested, check out Florin's, I'm probably pronouncing that really wrong, so let me just bring it up on the screen. Do check out his YouTube channel. There we go. That person to that side. Yeah, I'm pointing the right way. Perfect. Okay, cool. Sorry for bashing the mic. Hopefully I didn't make too much of a loud noise for you. Makes sense. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, thanks, Andrew. That's awesome. Hadn't heard of it. Okay, cool. Yeah, have a look and see. I'm trying to. What am I saying? I was going to say I'm trying to think of projects I could build with it. I have so many ideas that I want to build, but yeah, we'll start something up definitely. Amandine says, I checked Ionic after you mentioned it on my stream, but eventually decided to continue with what I had instead of starting again from scratch. Fair enough, Amandine. Let us know how you get on. Are you doing it natively? I think if I remember correctly, you were doing your app natively on iOS or Android. But remind me, let me know. Eddie, please post a Discord again for the folks that might have missed it. Yep, I can post it. I don't think I've lost it in my clipboards. This should be the Discord channel. So yesterday, I loved this. Everyone in the community encouraged me to start a Discord channel. So I have started one where we can chat between streams and continue the conversation and so forth. So yeah, that was really good. We've got, I think, double figures. We've just broken 10 people on there, and that's great. And we'll continue the conversation. I am going to write a Discord a Discord bot this weekend. I do want to try and do one of those. I think with it's a bit like Twitter's API. It's not designed to work with serverless. It's more designed to work with like an open stream rather than sending webhooks. Because Discord, I had a brief look this morning while having breakfast. Discord can receive webhooks, but it can't send webhooks, and it expects you to subscribe to the WebSocket. So on serverless, you can't do that subscription. So that's a little bit of a pain. I wanted to use Firebase so I could get it real time in the future to just like, I don't know, a mobile app or a web page, just a kind of simple, I don't know, list of people or something. I don't know, but loads of ideas. So Yes, I might have to do a GCP server or something and get it listing on that, and then it can write back to the channel. So I just want some rules on there. Everyone be nice, code of conduct. Everyone be nice. The usual stuff, the stuff that you all are. So you have nothing to worry about. But I just want a bit of information like that. Really, is what I'm thinking. Ionic uses Apache Cordova underneath, so you can check out Cordova to see what mobile support have access to. Yeah, that's true. Good point, Andrew. What did it used to be called? There used to be, before Ionic came out, there used to be something else we all used to use, like PhoneGap or something. I think it uses Cordova again underneath, but it wasn't. It was very clunky. It was very odd. So yeah, Ionic makes it so much easier and nicer. I'm having one live stream in 2 hours. Yeah, but I have a meeting in 2 hours. You always have live streams when my meetings are on. But like I said, my meetings are being reduced. I was meant to have no meetings this week, but the client has asked. Can't say no at the moment. But I am reducing those, so I will be joining your streams in the future. I pronounced it correctly. Okay, cool. Good to hear. Jennifer says subscribe. See, I love that community support. It's really, really important to support each other. And just by saying thank you, or just by subscribing, or even giving someone a star on their project, I still believe, I know you don't get the green box on GitHub for that, but I still believe that is a contribution. And I still think it helps support other people. I know on my open source projects, when I see the star numbers go up, or someone follows me, or whatever it is, it gives me energy and gives me motivation to continue and do more. So do support other people in the community by saying thank you, giving some constructive feedback or whatever it is. That's really good. So how is everyone's Wednesday going? I really want to know. And what are your challenges for the rest of the week? And do you have plans for the weekend yet? What open source projects or hackathons are you working on or attending? I told you mine. I'm really keen to create. You know what? While you're thinking about that, I am going to create another repo. Let me switch back to my screen. Let me go to my GitHub account, and I'm going to create a repository. And I can move this later, but just so I don't forget, and just so I can log some ideas, and you can log some ideas if you want. I'm going to call it Discord bot. I'm going to create a repo and say Discord bot for Giles Discord. I spell my own name. It's not very good. Discord server. I want to make it public. I want to initialize it with README, and the license we'll keep it nice and open. I think MIT was quite open. Let's create it, because then I can just log ideas and so forth. So we'll come back to this in a bit. But I've got some ideas of stuff that I want to do. Really, really simple ideas. Nothing fancy or complex, but I think it'd be nice just to have that bit of synergy between various social platforms and Discord and so forth. So we'll see what we can do. I'm sure you've got plenty of ideas. Andrew's answering my question. Awesome. PhoneGap was picked up by Adobe. Oh, okay. That's about all I remember. Not seen anyone using PhoneGap for many years. It's been a long time. Oh, EddieBot is a really good name, Andrew. Okay, shall I rename that? Oh, I like EddieBot. Andrew, I think you're onto something. Yes, let's rename it. Let's do it. How do I want to name it? EddieBot like that, or hyphenated? EddieBot, one word, looks quite good. Let's rename that. Probably not consistent with the rest of my repos though. I was telling someone yesterday, keep consistent with your repos. Let me have a look. Have I done it with my other repos? I think that Dashboard Hub one's camel case, but that one's hyphenated. I'm fired. Seriously, I'm fired. But let me get a link and share it. So if anyone wants to log ideas or star it to see kind of what issues I log and ideas I come up with, I might rename it in the future again. But yeah, let me share this in the chat with you. There you go, Andrew. EddieBot, just for you. But EddieBot is quite funny. I should make EddieBot like, I don't know, ping everyone every day. Or I could get you to check your GitHub account. If you haven't done an open source contribution for today, I could have a channel. Is it a channel? Like a text channel on Discord. And it tags you and says, @Andrew, where is your open source contribution for today? I think everyone will probably end up muting that channel as they get tagged in it like every day. But you got me thinking, I could check each person's GitHub account quite easily, see if they've done an open source contribution for, say, previous day, maybe the previous day. Let me know what ideas you have and what kind of motivational bot nudging in the open source world, I just kissed my microphone, would be helpful. Let me know. Consistency is king. I keep telling you, even if wrong, be consistent. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I don't do what I do. There's a lot of do's again, but yeah, be consistent. Absolutely. Yeah, I remember you saying that yesterday. You'll be getting an issue raised. I love that. That's brilliant. Yes, throw it back at me. But I can't rename all my other repos is the problem. I think if you've got a more recent GitHub, then you can probably rename stuff. But I've got GitHub repos with, I don't know, maybe 100 plus forks and stars. I don't think I could rename those because it piss everybody off when they have to update their remotes and all the rest on Git. So maybe going forward, I'll be consistent. Just don't look back. But feel free to raise an issue if you want some practice, and I'll just put a comment in, and I can always close it or leave it open. So do raise it. Like I said, always raise it. If you're unsure, just raise the issue. Eddybot can send notifications when streaming starts. That's true. I guess it depends on the YouTube API. If it can trigger the bot. And then it could, log that as an issue. I like that. That's really good. It'll save me writing a comment saying, I'm going to go live in 5 minutes. It could maybe log, have like an announcement channel, which I have created, but it does nothing. And it could maybe put some information in there. Interesting. I can have all these like different rules. Yes, raise that issue, please. Rodrigo, I would like that. That'd be awesome. EDBot, the GitHub earworm. Yeah, exactly. Keep nudging people to do open source. You will thank me as you collect open source like badges or green squares, and next time your client or your employer or your future employer, wants to hire you, they look at it and go, this person's, got some activity, they can collaborate with people. You'll thank me, trust me. Vamsi, good to have you here. How you doing? I hope everything is going well, and glad to see you on the Discord. I think you joined already. I remember chatting to you before, but great to have you here. Andrew, it works. GitHub sets up internal redirects. It does, but not for, I think for, is it over SSH? It might not. I think for the browser it does, but when you do like a pull or a push, I don't think it does. You have to update your remotes. And yeah, I'm not sure. I got like too many things on my list of things to do. I don't think I can add any more to it just now, but feel free to log an issue, but not you, Andrew. Andrew, let's have a look at your GitHub. Wait a second. Okay, come on. Let's have a look at Andrew's. So Andrew's talking some stuff here. Andrew Cunliffe. Let's have a look. Okay, hyphenated. That's a fork of another project. That's a fork of our Warp Bluster game Andrew and me wrote. Okay, I'll do repositories and I'll filter by sources. Let's see if Andrew's being consistent. Please have one that's camel case. Please. I know you wouldn't have done underscore, but maybe you have one as camel case. Hyphenated. You only have 3 projects on GitHub. I want to unfollow you, Andrew. Like, seriously, I'm unfollowing you. What's the point in following you if you've only got 3 projects on GitHub? I think my rabbit, Brioche, has got more, like, GitHub, open source GitHub projects. Okay, I think that's a bit mean. I'll follow you back. But you need more. Definitely need more. I can't even look at your overview page. Like, there's not enough green on there or stuff. Look, let me go back to mine. Mine makes me happy. I'm sure someone watching has probably got another profile page that probably makes me even happier, and I'm sure they have more contributions and so forth. But you were consistent, Andrew. I'll give you that. But with 3, it's not too bad. Actually, let me have a think. How many? If I go back to my screen, how many? I have 220 repos, but some of those are quite a lot of those are forks. So ignoring forks, if I go to sources, 66. So yeah, see, some of them are camel case, hyphenated. I have no underscores for sure. Most of them are hyphenated, so I've only got a couple that I need to change, and those are more of the newer ones. Oh, there is a next page, but yeah, okay. I can fix this. Someone raise an issue. I'll hyphenated, and camel case. That doesn't make no sense. We'll delete that repo. That's a private one anyway, I think. Okay, so yeah, I can fix that. Okay, I'm feeling more and more positive now. I love your support, everyone. I'm definitely feeling more confident now that I can sort it. Lael, how you doing? How's Lebanon, and how's your GitHub open source going, and how's your Kotlin open source project going? Let me know. Let me see what Andrew wrote. Azing, I followed Jennifer and Florian. Awesome, cool. I love that community support. Brilliant. EddieBot can create the next stream when the current one and announces the future streams for you with a random number generator for how late it will begin. I've been really good. Everyone, back me up here. Andrew joined late probably, so he didn't know that we started on time. So please let Andrew know, for the last 2 weeks, for our lunchtime streams, I've started pretty much on time. It's usually when I do a stream with Andrew, we always start late because he gets all these crazy ideas. If you look at the Code Mortals channel, we always start late because Andrew gets all these crazy ideas. I can make this look better, and it does look better. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it does it at the 11th hour, like 30 minutes or 20 minutes before we need to go live. So I was going to change microphones. I don't know if you can see here, got another mic. This is a dynamic mic where this one I'm using here is a condenser. So I thought I would try and use that with the H6 Zoom, get some better audio quality. But it was like 1:45, and I was like, 15 minutes live stream. If I do this, I'm gonna bust the stream and start late. So I didn't do it. See, I'm consistently starting on time, Andrew. So I'll help you start consistently on time and not drift, and you can help me organize my repo file name to be more consistent. Okay. I have organizations with projects too. You do, Andrew. I know you do. So probably should put them against my own name. Yeah, you can move them around or fork them into yours maybe, so we can kind of find them easier, or pin them. You can only pin 6 at the top. So maybe forking them. Yeah, but they wouldn't appear when I filter by sources. It wouldn't appear. There's got to be a better way to do something like that and see. Code Mortals, Vendor, Sison all have projects that I started. I know. Get Hired Hackathon, that sounds interesting. Oh, have I missed something? Get Hired Hackathon. By doing a hackathon, you're improving your chances to get hired. So definitely do hackathons, definitely do open source. But Get Hired Hackathon sound good. Let me know what your thoughts are around that. Maybe, yeah. I've done a code combat with Andrew, and that was interesting. Yeah. You have to check some of those live streams on our Code Mortal channel. I think most of you saw them, but yeah, they were interesting. Let's say what you plan to get done in like 2 hours ends up taking a lot longer. And many are private. Andrew, I keep telling you, a private repo helps no one. It should be open source by default, and you only make it private if there's a valid reason. And I know Andrew agrees with me on this. Putting a password, private key, token in your repo is no reason to make it private. That's like the wrong thing to do. Please never do that. There are so many other ways to avoid that, and they're so much better. The reboot of Venza this year will be 100% open source. Awesome. I need to reboot Dashboard Hub. It is 100% open source, but it definitely needs a reboot. Chinmay, good to have you here. Hello from India. We've got a few people from India. How are you all doing? Hopefully everything is good and coding's progressing even with the current situations. And hopefully your internet's holding up. I know our internet's all over the place at the moment. Depends on how many people are online, I suppose, in your area. Basically, any stream that has structure is late. Hence, these streams are always on time. You just make it up. This is a chilled out 1 hour stream where we all get the community together. It's kind of like, I don't know, a chat. But I have got like 20 or 30 people lined up to join me on my live streams at lunch. So we can do kind of a 10, 15-minute lightning kind of talk, and then you can ask some Q&As. So this is not make it up. This is communicating with the community, having a conversation with you all. It's not, I don't have all the answers. I just want to start the conversation. And I'm sure someone else in the chat or in our network can have the answers. By the way, everyone who's watching, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Thank you very much. And if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified, and get irritated every time I do a live stream and get and post a video. I think yeah, to do that. And if you don't like it, put thumbs down, but click it twice. I stole that from someone else on YouTube, and I think that sounded really good, but I messed it up. Like I do everything, I mess up most things. If you've seen Andrew and me code, I usually break things and Andrew fixes it. Azing, awesome. I love it when other people in chat welcome other people who are just joining. That's so good. That community spirit is awesome, which is why open source has done so well. Steve, I'm curious about the camera you're using, such a short depth of field. Hey Steve, awesome to have you here. It's actually not, the shallow depth of field is not as shallow as it could be, because Andrew says he doesn't like it being too blurred. I don't know why I listened to Andrew. Yes, so I'm using the Sony a7 III at the moment. I switched it with the a7R3. The R3 is back in my bag on the shelf, because the a7 III has better low light performance, and the a7R3 is designed more for photos. So I have that camera, and Andrew's buying that camera. He said he's going to order it today, so when we do our live streams, his camera doesn't look so crap. But it's more about the lens. So it's a full frame camera, which is really useful in lower lighting, and the lens is a Sony 35mm prime f1.4, but it's set at 1.8, because like I said, Andrew many times, every time I saw him, every time he saw a stream, would message me and would say too shallow depth of field, like your nose is blurred or your ears are blurred or something. So I was like, right, okay, 1.8 it is. So we'll see. I might tweak it again. Hopefully that helps. If you want to know anything about my kits, yes, I'm going to show off my command center again. Welcome to the Eddie Zone. Dun dun dun. I need some music for that or something. But if you have any questions, I will do a proper video on my setup and the software that I use to manage the different servers and computers and stuff like that. Andrew says 2F would be perfect. I know I've missed out some chat. I'll come back to those in a second. You're just saying 2F because of your OCD and you don't like part numbers. You just want it to be a sweet number. I didn't pay so much for a lens that can go down to 1.4 if I want to use it at 2. Let me see what I missed in the chat. Amity says, do that. Well, what was I talking about at the time? Sorry, I kind of talked about a few things and got lost. So Amity, remind me which part you're referring to, please. You've written some more messages. If there were the equivalent of Twitch emotes on YouTube, we need do 130. Right, okay, I get it now. Yeah, Amatine, don't encourage them. Okay, you're supposed to be on my side. I do say do a lot, and I don't want that to become my term. I don't. Yeah, we'll see. No problem, Steve. Holy woe, that's some crazy setup. Thank you. It's still work in progress. So the foam that you kind of can't see because the camera is kind of a bit short. Let me. I've got more foam for the ceiling and some other bits and pieces that has arrived. So you can see the ceiling isn't done yet. The computer's down there under the desk, which is great. It hasn't arrived. The foam has arrived, but the glue didn't, so I can't glue it yet. So need to work on that. But let me know what setups people are using. I know other people live stream. So Amadine also live streams every Saturday, and she does streams for entrepreneurs and startups and founders. So definitely check out her channel. And she uses, I think, the Blue Yeti microphone like myself, and she uses the same camera, I think the one I have behind me, but she configures it a lot better. She understands the settings a lot more than me, so it looks really good. And she streams on Twitch and posts, I think, some videos and some clips on YouTube. But Amadi, write in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Florin also streams. I don't know what tech he does. I think he doesn't put his face when he live streams, which for me, I find it really hard. I think it's important to, if I've got a green screen, to put yourself there so people can kind of see the passion. Like I don't know if I'm saying, let me do an example. React. Open source. Yes, open source. So yeah, you can kind of see the person's passion and as they're talking about different things. I don't know, I think it's really important. Otherwise, if I can only see the code and can't see the person, it just doesn't, I can't relate to them. Maybe it's just me. I'm a bit of a weirdo. Anyway, enough about me. Tell me about you. So Steve, what do you do? Let us know what you do. And everyone else, put a short bio. Go to your Twitter accounts, grab your bio and like drop it in the chat so everyone knows kind of, you know, who you are, a bit more about you, what you do. This is not a coding stream. This stream is just about getting to know the community and networking and all the rest. So I do this every lunchtime, 1 till 2 UK time. It's a break from our work, from isolation. So yes, Andrew is right. I do kind of wing it a bit. I don't have anything planned usually, unless I have a guest on, then we do have a plan conversation. So I do want to do some cloud stuff with GCP with one guest, and then have another guest from Microsoft who's going to show us some Azure. To be really interested to see how theirs works. Let me. I think I can do this, right? I can put it in the corner. There you go. So I'm really keen to see how Azure. I haven't used Azure, so I'm keen to see how that looks. But let me know also in the chat what you would like to see and hear about, and do you want me to look at Ionic and do a small app with Ionic? I know Claudia asked me about that this morning, and I can build an Ionic app, you know, fairly quickly, and I probably could deploy it to my phone. I need an Xcode license, right? Mine's probably expired. I probably have to get a new one. But it's only I think it's like $100 a year or something, $50 a year. So I could get that. We could make some apps together. Some real-time apps. I'm really keen to tie it into maybe Discord. YouTube's really hard to tie into because I don't think the API is very good. But I'm sure we can work on something. I can give that a go. I think we need to just hack together some bots and some apps. I know I want to reboot my Dashboard Hub. I know Andrew and me are working on the quiz platform for our Friday night game night, like pub quiz, focusing in the tech and coding area. We had JavaScript and TypeScript rounds last, as well as gaming rounds and other bits and pieces last game night on last Friday. But so we are working on that, but I'm also keen to just have some little small projects, because I think the little small projects, you get those small achievements and you're using different tech. I find it quite energizing. I will do those on live streams so we can come up with ideas together, what to build and what to break, and you can help me fix it when I break it usually. But do share your bios in the chat. So I know Lael is a Kotlin developer, Andrew is full stack with a JavaScript stack, but uses TypeScript for that. So do just put it in the chat. Let us know what your background is. Amadine, you're absolutely right. Small wins are really important. It really does help. I think if you, for me especially, if I pick up a big task, I never kind of want to get round to do it. I keep putting it off, and it feels never ending. Little and often, just keep it as small as possible. I think that's what open source does so well, in that it's just, I want a pull request that has like a few lines tops. I don't want a pull request that has 100 lines. Andrew, I hope you're listening, by the way, because you send me massive pull requests. I know you work really hard. I'm probably slow at like reviewing pull requests, so they kind of grow, but I need to get better at that, at reviewing them quicker. And yeah, I don't have like eagle eyes like some people I know who are really good at looking at pull requests. So I prefer smaller pull requests, therefore I can review it better. So that's what I need. Yeah, you know, kind of have empathy for the other person reviewing the pull request, I think is what I'm trying to say. So what have we caught up in the chat? Android dev. I like eating and computers. Always learning. Of course, you like eating. You're Lebanese, right? I think my wife, who's half Portuguese, half Thai, I think she's like half Lebanese in there as well somewhere, because she just likes eating so much too. Android dev, but you do it natively, right? So with Kotlin, we should do a collab live stream where I will build it in Ionic and you build the same thing natively in Android, and we can kind of see who can build it faster, pros and cons of both. That could be quite an interesting collaboration. Vamsi, full stack web developer, part-time though. Awesome. And Jennifer, I don't know about being able to pick your @ on Twitter. I didn't know about being able to pick your @ on Twitter. Is that your bio, or is that a question? Sorry. I'm kind of... Yeah, it's been a long week. I'm fighting. My challenge this week that I need to get over is my client is using a third party. Andrew knows about this. He's using a third party kind of provider, and I don't know how to make NPM packages. I'm having all sorts of pain, and it's just been a hard 2 weeks actually. I thought the integration would be like the harder effort, but it's actually the just including the NPM library. They keep wanting to email me zip files. Yeah, this is 2020, right? I won't mention any names. Let's do that soon. Oh, yes! So therefore we get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 1, because I get you on a live stream with me and I get you live streaming. And 2, we get to do Ionic versus, well, not versus, but we'll call it versus. It sounds better than, Ionic comparing against native Android. It's like Ionic versus native Android. I don't know, some sound effects. I'll get some sound effects. Owner and lead developer for, I can't say that, Mataterio Solutions, a web file maker and mobile development company. Awesome. Steve, whereabouts are you based? You're in the UK, States? Vamsy, what about an Ionic course you were going to make? True. Yes, I think it was you who said to do an Ionic course. I could do one. I could do an Ionic course. It will be with Angular probably, rather than anything else. I could put a course together. I'll first do like a live stream playing with it, and if there is more interest for it, I will put a course together. I should have some courses that, like, I don't know, 5 or 10 parts, like 5-minute videos, where we do an Angular one, do an Ionic one, and do some like CI deployment ones with GitHub Actions and all the rest. And then people can, they'll all be free, and people can pick and choose. And if anyone wants any super advanced ones, then I can worry about those in the future. So close on pronouncing. Okay, thank you. I'm not going to try again. I posted my Twitter link. My @ is Jennifer, and a bunch of numbers. I didn't think to select an @ I got you. Oh, I've missed out some other stuff. Sorry, Azing. Linux system admin. I love it that you say Linux system admin rather than DevOps, because DevOps is not a role. Don't get me started on that. So that's really good. I like that. Movies and gaming, learning Python. Cool. Senior software developer for an insurance company. Stuart, can you do me a favor? Can you put yourself a profile picture and check your other socials, right? Not just YouTube, which is your Google account. Check GitHub, check if you're on Discord, check your Discord. I find it so weird when people don't have a profile picture. Even if your profile picture is like a picture of your pet, your cat or your dog, or a cartoon character, I don't mind. Just please put something. I don't know, when it's got the default placeholder, I just think it's kind of a bit spammy. Not that I'm saying you are spammy, but my initial reaction is, oh, it's a bot or something. So anyway, please. Vamsy, Go, Ionic, and Angular. Nice. Like that. Let's bring that up on the screen. Come on. Go, Ionic, and Angular. That's just epic. Yes, right there. Down a bit. Back a bit. There we go. Cool. Got there eventually. I need to practice that pointing. From New Zealand, living in Hampshire in the UK. Andrew's in Hampshire and I'm in Surrey, so we're not too far away. We're neighbours. Gift for you on Slack, Eddie. Oh, Andrew, you always worry me. Please tell me, I'm not going to look at Slack just yet. Andrew, please tell me you've ordered Sony A7 III and that you've installed Windows on your Mac, dual boot, so you can get vMix running and we can do some awesome live streams together. Let me check. Should I bring that up? Let me see. Let me download that. We'll see what Andrew's done. I want this interaction. I don't know if I want this sort of interaction. Eddie the doo-doo. Let me bring it up. I'm not going to do it justice. Okay, let me download it. Okay, but just 2 seconds. I want to share my screen. Let me take off socials. Okay, Andrew. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I want to use it. I don't know if I want to show it. Should I show it? It's got kind of me. It's got a speech bubble. It's got some text. It's got the GitHub. Do you want to see it? Let me know in the chat if you want to see what Andrew created about doo-doos. It's nothing rude. It just makes... He's just taking the piss out of me, basically. What he always does. Typical day. I work with Andrew, by the way, so... Standard day for me. Pawan, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Awesome to have you here. Thanks for joining. Jennifer, so just the bio, mine right now is the same as LinkedIn. What do you think? Yeah, no, profile pictures, keep it the same across all social platforms, I think, because then people can easily, without reading the names, can easily see who is who. I just think that's just, I think your picture's great, and just keep it consistent across different platforms, as we were saying. AZ, you kind of just said he was spammy, joking. No, I didn't! Stuart! You're my friend, I like you. You're not spammy at all. Will do. I just think YouTube, where I don't have an image, got you. Okay. Vamsy, if I were to start Ionic now, how many months would it take me to get satisfied with it? A day? I think pretty much day. And I think as you add the kind of new features, then you'll learn more as you go. I think you probably just need like, I don't know, okay, realistic, maybe a week to get up to speed. If you know Angular already, it'll be quite quick to get on it going, and then you can get the basics set up, build a few projects with it that you kind of start and then a couple of weeks later throw away, because you'll learn how to lay it out and all the rest better each time, and how to kind of reuse and so forth. So, but yeah, it's not months. There's no months. There's definitely no S on months. It won't take that long at all. I would say get started, and I will show you. I'll do a live stream. Keep reminding me, because I do forget. I have terrible memory. Okay. It was a bit quick. Yeah, but Andrew, your design skills are very good, especially for a developer. Harsh, awesome to have you here. Hopefully I pronounced that name right. Student interested in web dev. Web dev is freaking awesome. Now's a great time to be in web development. You know, we were all isolated. Isolated is not good, but a lot of us work from home anyway. I've worked from home for 6 years, hence my awesome setup. It has taken time to build this, and I'm still doing more and more development with the soundproofing and improvements all the time. But my point is that being in web dev now is like the best time as well. Really, really is. Tibor, pronounced that right, hopefully. Great to have you here. Haven't seen you in a couple of days. I know we spoke briefly yesterday, but awesome to have you here. Learning GCP for certification. Got some experience with JavaScript, Python, and embedded. Wow, and ML. Have not worked in the field yet, still exploring. Keep exploring. There's so much to learn. It's so much fun. You should join some hackathons as well around those areas. All those skills will definitely be needed. GCP is very cool. Lael says, show us. Okay, I've got one person who says, show us. If I get a couple more, I will show. It's here. Hello. Oh, we've got 9 minutes left on the clock. Quickly write show in the chat, and I'll bring this over. I will, and I'll show you. I think. No, I will. If I get enough people saying who wants to see it, I'll show it. Harsh says, learning Docker right now. Docker's pretty cool. I do use it for development. I don't use it in production though, which is interesting. Powang, good vibes. Awesome. It's you are what you think. Oh, I can't remember what that was a reference to. I've forgotten what I said 30 seconds ago. I'm really sorry. I know, you know, I'm not spamming. Yes. Thank you, Stuart. Captain, will remind you every stream about on it. Yeah, do. Like, I don't mind that. I need the reminder. So, like, my team who works on my open source project or works on my YouTube channel, editing videos and all the rest, I keep asking them every day if I haven't done something, they need something, do remind me. It's important. It really, really is. And I need that. And it's a bit like being agile, right? When you bring things up in retrospective, if it comes up like once in a retrospective and never comes up again, then it wasn't important. But if it keeps coming up and you think, right, this is the problem, we've got to solve it, got to do something about it. Right, okay. Let me bring this up because I know time's running short, and Andrew worked really hard on this. I know he did. He's probably spent weeks and weeks working on this. So let me bring it up. I've made it full screen, and are you ready, Andrew? I'm going to show your pride and joy. How much do I owe you for this? Actually, you should pay me. Do. You're making me say it more now because it's on the screen. Yeah, I prefer this screen. Less doo-doos on it. I can't even remember why I say that. What did you all think of Andrew's fancy artwork? I can't believe the hour's gone so far. I've got like 7 minutes left. I really enjoy this hour with you every day, and I do really appreciate taking an hour out of your busy day to come and spend time with us and to contribute in the chat, and that's awesome. So if anything I can do for you, let me know. Anything I can help with, if I can connect you with anything, Vamsy says Ionic video, awesome, or keep reminding me and let me know if I can help other people. Bruno, how was your meeting? I know you couldn't join. I briefly saw your notification from, I think, on a private message on Twitter. Thank you so much for saying that. I know you were keen to join and you couldn't because of a meeting. That's perfectly fine. I know meetings come up. So thank you so much for joining and saying hi. I really appreciate it. Bruno, don't forget to join the Discord. Let me dump that all in the chat. That's not the Discord channel. That's the README that I was doing. Let me get the Discord channel. I have put a link somewhere, and we can continue the conversation after the live stream. There we go. But awesome to have you. I love the support from people. With people saying just hey for other people arriving. I think that's really good. Remember, it's about collaboration is not just about sharing knowledge or taking in consuming knowledge. It's about being supportive in someone else's field. And I really love how our community supports each other. Jennifer says, I can't believe how quickly it goes. I know, it goes so fast. And it's like coming up to 6 a.m. for you as well, so you can get breakfast and coffee. Jennifer, I really appreciate you coming on so early in the morning. Super cool DevOps meeting. The guy was super expert. Cool, I'll join you soon. Awesome. 1 hour goes by as if it's 5 minutes. It's true. See, Andrew's saying all I do is just kind of chat on the stream, but my 1 to 2 stream is about chatting with the community and trying to connect people and seeing how people collaborate and sharing ideas and thoughts and all the rest. So that's what this stream is about. But soon, as I reduce my client meetings, my client work, I will have more technical streams where I'll bring guests on. I'll bring them on at lunchtime as well. But I'll have some more coding streams, playing with Ionic. You'll see me struggle as I do new features that I haven't done before, and writing, like I said, bots for Discord and all the rest. I have some interesting things. We can work on it. We can work on it together. I'll do it on a live stream. I'll be open source. We're pushing up to GitHub. You can also contribute back with ideas, with code. And if anyone wants to pair with me, they can jump on and pair with me. So we do have some ideas, and we were talking about with Lael about doing a live stream collab with Android native versus Ionic as well. So I maybe do like some authentication or getting some data from an API, displaying a list on the screen, because time goes fast, as we know. So that's the idea. Everyone watching, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really helps and supports the channel. So in the last few minutes, Vamsi says Andrew's a nerd. Yeah, I need to put that up on the screen. That needs to stay up. Andrew is a nerd. Oh, that's disappeared. Stay up on the screen. Andrew is a nerd. I'm the cool one of the group. Andrew is the geeky nerd. Stream like boosts my motivation. Vamsi, sorry, I got your name, not Ramsey. Watching Game of Thrones the other day. Vamsi, it does, right? It boosts mine. I love getting these comments and these chats from people. I really appreciate it, and it boosts my motivation as well. So I'm motivated and supercharged for this afternoon to get lots more work done. There is someone experienced to go to now. Awesome. Alexis, hopefully I pronounced that right. Hey, I'm new here. Awesome to have you here. Alexis, I was actually just talking about people having profile pictures. So if you wouldn't mind, just grab any picture, like your cat, your dog, I don't know, your teddy, whatever it is, and put a profile picture for me. I'd really appreciate that. I don't like seeing the default profile pictures, because I don't know, for me it feels like a bit like a bot or something like that. I'm not going to use the word spammy because people aren't spammy, but like a bot who has a side effect of being spammy. I love Azing. Thanks for being supportive for every time everyone new joins. I think that's really good. You should do more of these now. Vamsi, I should. You're right. I love that encouragement. I will be doing more live streams. We've got like 2 minutes left on this live stream. I should put a counter up actually as well. But yes, like 3 hours. I did one on Sunday behind the scenes of the hackathon that was just short of 3 hours, but 3 hours is a long time. But I will this weekend. I will try and do a long live stream this weekend with some coding. I'll be sharing my screen, and you all can kind of critique it, help me, ask questions, and we'll figure it out together. So yes, I will definitely do. We'll be doing more and more live streams. But I just want to say before we close up, everyone have a great Wednesday. I know we've got some people on the far west, which is early mornings. Your Wednesday's just starting. Have an awesome day. I know we've got people on the far east where your Wednesday is coming to an end and you're probably going into Thursday very soon. Have a great evening. And I look forward to catching up same time tomorrow, 1 till 2 UK time, every weekday, where we can all just motivate each other and collaborate. And if anyone's stuck on something, we can try and Google it and figure it out together. I have 15 years experience. I'm a self-taught developer, and I'm always still learning. I don't have all the answers. I sometimes know where to look. A lot of the time I know who to ask, and that's what helps. And that's why I think the community, the open source community and community in general is really important. So it's awesome to have you all here. Your life will love the idea of doing more live streams. It's okay, I'll reduce the client work during the week, starting from next week hopefully, and then I can do more live streams during the week. So I have to see how that works with everyone else's who's watching and their work. They can have me on in the background maybe or something like that. The hackathon time, sleeping time. Hackathons are the best. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, right? Exactly. Well, I've missed some of the chat. We hear a lot of Andrew than you hear. We hear a lot of Andrew than you hear. Yeah, I work with Andrew. I live stream with Andrew on my other Code Mortals channel, so I do mention Andrew a lot. He just distracts me, right? And Andrew's a distraction. Yeah, I know. Andrew, stop distracting me. I'm trying to do some work. It is 2:00. Everyone, have an awesome day, evening, morning, wherever you are. Have an awesome next 24 hours, and I'll catch you in 23 hours, 1 p.m. UK time, same place. I will be here. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified, and don't forget to invite your friends to the YouTube channel. They might enjoy it. They might have some questions. They might be able to share some knowledge. Let me know. And I've just also reshared the Discord where we can continue the conversation between live streams, and where you can all continue chatting to each other as well. Andrew says Eddie wants to be me. I have the cool camera gear. Have you ordered your camera yet, Andrew? Go and order your camera. And don't forget, everyone, you can follow me on socials below. Just kind of going across the screen that way. Right, I need to get back to client work, and I will see you all tomorrow, if not soon. I haven't tried any gaming work, Vamsy. Any gaming stuff. Do you mean writing or playing? Andrew and me did write a browser game. I do want to write some more browser games. But playing games, I don't have time. Coding is like a game. I love coding, so for me, that's my downtime. Yeah, Andrew says we're building our own games. We are building a quiz platform. Do check that out on the Code Mortals channel. Andrew, before I end the stream, share a link to the Code Mortals channel in the chat, please. We do need to get more into that. We'll do some live streaming on that channel, writing the gaming platform. Everyone, have a great day. I've got to get back to client work. I know you've got to get back to doing what you're doing. I don't want to take any more of your time. Have an awesome time, and I will see you soon. Bye.